Hey, everybody. Can y'all hear me pretty good? I can get a one in the chat if y'all can hear me, because y'all know I'm always having technical difficulties. But hopefully today this thing will move smoothly right on along. Um, Let me say this. I don't plan on being on here for a long time at all, because in North Carolina we're getting tore up and we have this tornado watch. So I know I'm not going to be on long, but I have to go ahead and get this over with. Sissy will pop in and out of the chat, y'all. She's trying to get beautified today. So she'll pop in and out of the chat and say hi to everybody. Let me greet the chat. I was trying to see if 2K was going to end, because y'all know he don't stay on long at all, but today it's a little longer than normal. Good morning, Gigi. She says, good morning, beautiful ladies. Top sweet to Scrapper your goddess latte. I always like to say her name like that. Good morning. Treasure Life. Good morning, ladies in chat. Thank you so much for coming in, everybody. I appreciate it. Let's see, am I missing somebody? Well, I see more people in the chat than what's speaking. Sissy down there in the chat. But yeah, so as y'all saw on the thumbnail, we got a lot to talk about today. Yeah, he is on a mission. Honey, he's going to get it. I'm just like, okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Gigi. It's kind of rough. So they done called school off for tomorrow because it's supposed to get worse as the day goes on. It's raining profusely right now. Like that. So the title of the live, guys, is Make It Make Sense, right? And if you see, we have T.I. and Tiny, first off, their $71 million lawsuit. And the reason I wanted to make that part of the Make It Make Sense is because I feel like they will rightly do that. They took their intellectual property and use it as their own. And you are a big $1 billion company. So, of course, you got to pay up. This is what made me want to title it into the Make It Make Sense is, let's say you have people like you and I on an everyday pay grade. That's not millionaires. If somebody do us wrong and we want retribution or we want to sue them in court, lots of times we don't have, most don't have the money readily available to get those good lawyers that can help them pay, because unless you got like a medical lawsuit or a car accident or something like that, where the ambulance chasers can jump right in on it, they're not going to too much handle your case without no money up front. Hey, Queen Dree, how you, love? Thank you for coming in. So in other words, you gotta have some money already to get some money, because if you don't have a lot of money to just up and get an attorney that can get you the guap, so to speak, it's just kind of short. And I think that's so unfair. But it is what it is. But imagine somebody not having their status trying to get a big lawsuit like that. Those are the people who have to settle for the class action lawsuits and wait till enough people complain so the lawyers can get in on it. So that wasn't too bad, but I did want to make mention of that because I just thought they had the money to get them some money. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then y'all know I do politics, but I'm not trying to make this about politics. But we got this guy who was executed maybe 2 days ago, Mr. Marcellus Williams, and I don't understand. I hear all these right-in people complaining about abortion. You're so against abortion. And I'm not saying that I am for abortion, but I'm just need to make it make sense that how are you so against abortion, but you for the death penalty? Like, I don't understand that. And they found all this new evidence for this man, Mr. Marcellus Williams. They found all this evidence to show points that him being innocent, right? Even his family says, look, you might want to look at this evidence that this young man have before you just take his life. And guess what? They were banking on a stay of execution. You know, that's where the governor comes in at the last minute. You probably seen it on TV. The governor comes in at the last minute and say, hey, we're not going to do it. But they were banking on that, and it didn't happen. And they took this man's life knowing that they have some evidence that could show that he did not possibly do it. Now, I can't say he did or he didn't, but it was enough for the family to say, for the victim's family. It was a news reporter back in, I think, 18 or something like that. She was unalive, stabbed like 40 some times. And they was mainly pushing it on him based on the fact of his previous record. You know, now he was in possession of some of her personal belongings, but y'all know how it go on the street. One person go do something and somebody else got the stuff and they selling it, this, that, and the third. You know how it goes. So I just I'm not here to say that they should or should not have executed him. I don't believe in the death penalty, me personally, because to me, murder is murder. I mean, it is what it is. I don't care who's doing it. What makes sure it's so special, you know? And I just want to understand, how are you against abortion, but you can stand for somebody to take somebody else's life away by execution? I don't understand that. I don't. Sweet Talk to Scorpio says, yes, evidence, testimony from the jury, as well as saying radical profiling. Yeah, I think she's saying racial profiling. DA, attorney, jury, and her family. Like, they all screaming, hey, don't take this man's life. Don't take this man's life. Y'all need to look at this evidence. And they did. And they said that his last words were, all praises be to Allah in all things, or something of that nature. And he had some chicken wings and tater tots. That was his last meal. Chicken wings and tater tots. And my question is, do y'all think that that governor, you know, the governor's up for re-election. So do you think the governor would have done that had he was not up for re-election in a couple of days, a few weeks? What do y'all think? Because y'all know a lot of things happen when it's time for that political race. They do what they do. Like, everybody want to be elected. Everybody want to save their seat, and they don't care. And, you know, briefly, I'll say, you know, even when they speak on Donald Trump and the things that he do for black people, they like to say, well, he do this for black people. He did that for black people. He gave the HBCUs this amount of money. The previous administration has tripled it, and Biden came in and quadrupled it. But nonetheless, trust and believe when I say that if he's doing something for the black population, it's so y'all can be heard saying it. It's not because it's what is in his heart or what he believes. He needs somebody else to hear it being said that he did something for the black people. You don't have no good intent for it. It's, you know, setting the stage, making it look good. So I just really think that it was a poor decision. It was, listen, I think it was god awful what they did to that man, knowing that they had some proof. Now let's say that the proof wasn't enough. We got compromised DNA. The footprints didn't match. Like, it was a few more things. Like, come on, y'all. Make it make sense. And was this man's life worth you sitting in that chair for a few more years? Or did you already look at him like the scum of the earth anyway? So he really wasn't going to matter. I'm just against the eye for an eye. I am, personally. when it comes to death. If you mess with me or we fighting and you bullying me, you know that tit for tat. Yeah, we can go back and forth, but we're talking about a life, a whole life. That's what we're doing. I don't believe that. I can't see that. I can't. I'm trying to tie all this stuff up really quick, guys, because like I said, we're not in a warning. We are in a hurricane watch, meaning it is on the ground. Then we have this guy that's running for the same governor seat in North Carolina. He has been caught saying some of the foulest things. Now, let me say, before they caught this man saying the things that I'm going to say to you guys, a man by the name of Josh Steins is his opponent. So they've been releasing things like how the man had a daycare. Him and his wife had a daycare before. The daycare would get fined over and over till it got closed down for like wires hanging out, power off at times, no gas, different things like that. But they can continue to run the daycare. So that made me think about their ethnic as a whole. Like, what are you willing to do just to get a dime when you know you're not fit to be? Hi, Lady Love. Thank you for coming in. When you're not fit or in a position to run the daycare, right? So then this big thing came out about him saying, I can't quote it exactly, but it was about women and abortion. He was like, if a woman thinks she needs an abortion, she should learn to keep her legs closed. And this was a black man running for office as the governor of North Carolina as a Republican. Okay. And as time went on, many more horrible things began to come out that this man was saying. Okay. And I had it ready to pull up, guys, but like I said, we're in the middle of this tornado watch, so I have to kind of cram all this stuff in real quick. But like I said, they verbally played him saying, if a woman thinks she needs an abortion, why can't she just keep her legs closed, right? So that was on one commercial. Then he does another commercial and come back and say, well, when we were younger, my wife and I had an abortion because we just really weren't ready. What? You mean they went and pulled it up and found out that your wife had an abortion a long time ago? So now you need to let the people know after you just said that women should keep their legs closed with if they think they don't have the capabilities of taking care of baby before they get an abortion. His exact words was keep your legs closed, right? So now he got caught. I think it was probably the same day that Diddy was arrested. So it's not getting a lot of traction. Hey, Tangela. Hey, Jan. It's not getting a lot of traction around the world, but North Carolina is lit up, okay? He says on a porn site, he's on a porn site, a married man, and he says he's a black Nazi. Yep, a black Nazi. They pulling out his speeches where he was saying people need to fight. They need to be KILLED. Let's KILL them. Donald Trump. Let me back up. The Republican Party has denounced him. They pulled their funding from this man. They're not supporting this man, but Donald Trump is. He has not denounced them. He has not backed away from them. And he's standing right there. Now, I will say North Carolina is a battleground state. And if you don't know politics, we're going to have to break that down on Saturday. North Carolina is a battleground state, and it's very much needed. So I believe that Trump thinks that if he rallies his people enough to continue support for Mr. Mark Robinson, then he still has a chance at winning this state. Okay? But the things that this man has said out of his mouth, right? It's not no private recordings. This is him people publicly speaking, saying these things. He said, y'all getting mad at me, but I'm just going to say it. They need to be KILLED. I'm like, what? And so you know it's bad if the folk took their money. They're like, nah, we can't support that at all. We can't support that at all. And then again, Donald Trump said that he was the second Martin Luther King on steroids. And I quote, he's the second Dr. Martin Luther King on steroids. And this is what Trump was saying about the man prior to all this other evidence coming out about him. So we like 40 days into the election now. We're 40 days into the election. They are asking for this man to remove himself from the gubernatorial race. And of course, he's not, because he's really banking on those Donald Trump supporters pulling him through. And so we have the political side of this, guys, but then we have the make it make sense. Like, how do you make it make sense? This is this man out of his mouth saying these things. The black Nazi alone took me out. I'm like, what? You a black what? And when they first started pulling different things that he said from the website, he said it wasn't him. He denied it. He said it wasn't him. But baby, you know what? These people don't play. They went, tracked it down, nailed it right to him, where he could not deny that it was him. And he's just kind of silent on it. Gigi says they don't care about the black man, one less person on this earth. That's why I talk to my sons constantly. Your lives ain't valued when it comes to these white cops or politicians. And again, Gigi, Tangela in here now. I hope we can get together on Saturday to try to break some of this political stuff down, because we as a people don't know the do's and don'ts. We don't know how to hold them accountable, because we don't know what we can and can't do, what we are and are not supposed to have, what can and can't be done, said, and that's why they're able to get away with so much stuff. Just yesterday, Eric was indicted in New York. This man just gave Diddy a key to the city. How long ago? A little over a year. He just gave, let me see, I think it was September of last year. Yep. September of last year, Eric Adams gave Diddy a key to the city. Okay? Hey, Alexis. Eric Adams gave Diddy a key to the city. A month later, he's being indicted. Make it make sense, y'all. Come on. Now, I'm going to say this about Adam. He got some SHIT with him. He does. But my husband and I were talking. He said, compare it to the black man. Compare the black politician to the white politicians and see who goes where, how fast. I said, wow, that's really something to think about. Hey, Robin, my love, thank you for coming in. They haven't named the indictment yet, but I cannot wait to see what his indictment is. So they won't name the indictment until he turned himself in. And I'm sure that'll be happening. I'm looking now, guys. It has been released. So let's see. What are his indictment charges? Give me a second. Let me see. This happened an hour ago. So I don't know. I was watching 2K an hour ago. Bribery, fraud, and soliciting a political contribution from a foreign national. According to the indictment that was unsealed, a historic circumstance that comes hours after a months-long investigation. They've unsealed it. He says he's innocent. Now, I did not like how he took the Trumpian stance on it. I did not like that, y'all. I'm going to tell you. I'm for my people helping us, but I didn't like how he got up there and trumped it. Well, I'm a black man in power, and anytime I step up to try to help the people, of course, they're going to knock me down. What? No, let's talk about what you did, sir. Don't. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Because what happens is when you put people in power, they quickly forget where they came from and how they got there. Okay, there's not a person that sits in Congress. They go in with one income, and baby, they come out with another income. Hey, Special K, they all come out banked. Like they all, and they don't make a lot of money. Okay, not from us anyway. We don't pay them a lot of money. It's the power and the control that they get. So yeah, I'm gonna have to read through this indictment. Um, it just came out, so I would have loved to have had it read already before we went live. He's still running for election again too, by the way. And they're asking him to step down, but of course he's not. And I do know that he and Joe Biden have been getting along for a little while. So when we jump into this Saturday, I'm going to have the indictment read already because it's a pretty long, and it's 57 pages on this indictment, y'all. 57 pages. So I got to read through this indictment and see what's going on. Okay, so it looks like it's fraud and mishandling or misappropriating funds and things of that nature. But I do know he just gave. I was gonna do a live about Diddy a couple of days ago, but everybody was doing it, so I said that there was no need. But I made a thumbnail and everything, and I said on my thumbnail I said Diddy from the key to the city to the key to the jail cell. You know, that was what I titled it. But this is the same man who had just gave Diddy a key to the city. You know, and you got to know that's how Diddy was able to get away with some of the things that he was doing. I'm not gonna say all, but yeah, we just cannot be stupid. So again, I'm gonna say, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Let's see what Gigi says. Exactly, Miss White. It is so scary. Some of these people in office are running for office. We really don't know what their real agenda is. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. And Gigi, with that, I say what I've learned to do is to find out as much as I possibly can about a candidate and just choose the lesser of two evils. Who is going to help me the most for what it is that I need and my people? You know? And again, they all say anything. But baby, let me say something. Governors and everybody else can be impeached just like a president. When they don't stand up to the plate, we just complain. We don't do nothing about it. We complain. That's why I said we got to learn our power, y'all. We got to learn what we're capable of. We have to learn what we are capable of doing. We gotta know what we got. What we got before us. We got power. We have power. Okay? And if we don't educate ourselves, the Bible tells us to study to show ourselves approved, right? And that's not just for the Bible. That's for anything that in life. Don't just make a decision based off the surface of things, you know. Dig into it. Find out a little bit of stuff. Okay. I know a lot of people who in this sector, they always say, "It's like I don't know nothing about politics. I don't know nothing about politics." And I say, y'all gotta learn about the politics, even just the surface stuff, so we can make better decisions. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was like, you know, when we vote, our vote is only count for half a vote, and it was two people, right? And it wasn't my place to try to convince them, you know, that what they were saying was right or wrong, because I knew my thought process was, if you feel like your vote is half a vote and there's two of you on the phone, then y'all two need to vote, both go vote so we can at least get that one vote. You get what I'm saying? It was two people saying our vote is half. So both of y'all go vote, then we at least got one. You know, we just have to, we gotta be smart. We got to learn how to step up to the plate. Or we gonna stay where they want us at. They always say if you don't want a black person to know something, put it in the book. Okay. Then last but not least, guys, oh, I cannot believe I am about to wrap this up in an hour. But I got to, because my power probably gonna go out, y'all. It's raining so hard. And so last but not least, everybody again is talking about Diddy. Diddy, 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 Diddy. No Diddy, Diddy do, Diddy don't, Diddy, 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 Diddy. You know? So I wanted to not just talk about Diddy, guys. Thank you so much, Tangela, for the super sticker. We appreciate you. I wanted to take a look at Miss Khorram. Y'all know who Kristina Khorram is? Anybody in the chat know who Kristina Khorram is? Put a one in the chat if you know who Kristina Khorram is. Anybody? Gigi says, I'm in Michigan and it's one of the key states. I've been telling everyone you must get out and vote. You can't complain if you don't vote. You can't expect change if you don't go vote. It's them small elections, y'all. It tease me off that everybody wait to the presidential election to want to make a difference. You're not going to see a change if you're not getting out there voting in these small elections, because it's the small elections that make the big elections count, right? So those people, when Trump was impeached, and they impeached him, but they could not get him out of office, it's because of all those small elections that we did not go vote in, got their people in there. So that's why he got impeached. Then they couldn't put him out. Same difference when we had Clinton in there. When they impeached Clinton, the Democrats was running the House. So yeah, they say, yeah, y'all impeach him, but we ain't gonna put him out. So that's why the small elections count so much. They count. And the rules are always changing. The laws are always changing. I gotta go to class next week. Every time it's time to vote, I'm so sick of it, y'all. I do so many classes. Every time it's time to vote, we got to go do new classes because so many things are changing. So many things are changing all the time. It's like they move the field goal. They push it back, push it back, push it back. And I got to go to a class on the 30th. Okay, so I didn't get a one in the chat, so I guess no one knows who Miss Kristina Khorram is. I'm going to hold my phone up here and show y'all a picture of Miss Khorram. Let me pull her up. I hold my phone up for y'all. You can't just find her anywhere anymore because she has scrubbed her internet presence. Okay? She has definitely scrubbed her internet presence. Her social media presence, should I say. Can y'all see that? Oh. Can y'all see that? It might not be clear. I'm doing something wrong. There you go. Okay. So that is Miss Kristina Khorram. Okay. Miss Kristina Khorram is or was the chief of staff. She was the chief of staff for Diddy. Okay. Nothing happened for or with Diddy that she did not know or orchestrate. Okay. If Diddy did it, she knew it. Okay. She knew when the man went to the bathroom. She knew if he was doing number one or number two. She knew what time the man ate. If it was anything about Diddy, she knew it. Okay. She's the one who would fly the sex workers in. She's the one that maintained the drugs. They said she had a little fanny pack. She pulled the drugs out, and bam, there you go. And it took me back to the Jeffrey Epstein case, and I'm sure y'all know who Jeffrey Epstein is. And the lady who worked for him, she got 20 years in prison, right? So I'm wondering, is this woman being investigated? Like, what are they going to do with her? Because Jeffrey Epstein, he took his life. And my question is, what are they going to do with her? Because we already know, what's going on with Diddy. And it appears that Miss Kristina was just like Ghislaine Maxwell. Miss Maxwell, although Epstein took his life, she got 20 years for all her partaking in what Epstein did. So he's passed on and gone, allegedly took his own life. That's why I said allegedly. She says, did he really take his life? Allegedly, they say he took his own life. But whether he did or did not, Miss Maxwell is in prison. Now, I'm going to say this, Latte. What kind of makes me think that he maybe did take his own life is the fact that Maxwell's life has not been taken. Because again, she was his right hand girl, man, however you want to phrase it. There's nothing that Epstein knew that she didn't know. So why would they leave that loose end if it was all like that? You get what I'm saying? Now, that don't make it long, but it just makes me wonder. Like, well, why would they leave? You don't want to leave a link. But she took those 20 years. Well, she didn't take them. They gave them to her for conspiracy. So what I'm asking is, how about Kristina? How about Kristina? Latte says more like they may have allegedly did him because he was going to sing like a songbird. Yeah. So again, y'all, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Diddy was and still, I'm gonna say Diddy is still very, very powerful. I can't think of too many things that he cannot make happen behind the walls. This man already knew that they were investigating him. And as we all know, if you don't know, I'm gonna say it, the feds don't come unless they know. Okay? When they come and tell you that they looking into you, they already know. They already got it. So Diddy knows that too. Okay, so we cannot be as naive enough to not know that he already has what he needs to have in place and how he needs to have it in place. Okay. So yeah, I'm just curious. Like, Kristina had a big role in his day-to-day life, not just his business, his day-to-day life, his everything. He would post for her all the time. He'd be like, "This is my girl." He called her KK. Like, she made it happen. He said, "What would I do without her? What would my life be without her? What would my world be without her?" Like, she made everything happen for this man. And like I said, Ghislaine got 20 years. What do you think Kristina should? She is very much aware. She is very, very, very much aware. Okay? And if Epstein did mess up, I'm going to say, maybe he just couldn't take the heat. Because look at Weinstein. Like, Weinstein is still locked up. But he's had a big portion of his his case and charges dismissed. Bill Cosby got out of prison and had his things dropped. Do y'all know why? It wasn't because he didn't do it. It wasn't none of that. It's because the feds also mess up just like anybody else. They mishandled the case. And with the money that these people got, they got brilliant mind attorneys who found one little thing wrong and bam, case closed. Case closed. You got all these people coming out the woodworks. Diddy did this to me. Diddy did that to me. Diddy did that to me. And listen, y'all, I'm not saying what Diddy did was right. It was wrong as three left shoes. But what I am going to say, that this reputation about this man has been out long enough for that people knew to stay away. There's no way that that man would have the reputation that he had, and I go to his party. That's you stay away. Stay away. What you going over there for? Ain't no way. I wouldn't have been. Ain't no way. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. So yeah, guys. Of course, like I said, I'm not gonna be on here long. We will. Sister, well, she was in the chat, but she's at the hair salon. We're gonna touch bases back because I had the live set for yesterday. And I kept pushing it back, and then I woke up this morning, lights flickering and everything. I said, "Oh God!" But I had the live set, so I had to try to get it out. They've already canceled school here in the city I live in because we get hurricanes and tornadoes like it's nothing almost. So yeah, I will. I'm gonna try my best. We have a evacuation plan for our family in place. We have a basement, so that's a good thing for us. We have a basement, so my husband will get my daddy on his back or some kind of way. He'll get him in the basement. If worst comes to worst, and we'll be safe with prayers. You see what happened to my neighbor's house last time, as well as my food truck. I was so worried about my neighbor and went to go to work and didn't know my food truck had all that damage to it. So, but nonetheless, I did touch bases on everything, and we will revisit some of these things, guys. And I'm kind of tickled that I ran through this live like this in a little under an hour. But I guess that was just with me up here and Cece and I not going back and forth. So, but I did touch on make it make sense about the rich getting richer. I'm not saying that T.I. and Tiny didn't deserve the 71 million because they absolutely did. But just if they were everyday people like you and I, we wouldn't have had the money to get the lawyers to obtain getting the case done so easy for them, right? And then we talked about Mr. Marcellus, may he rest in peace, how they took his life. I don't agree with an eye for an eye. How do you say abortion is wrong, but still you believe in execution? I think that's horrible. And in his situation, you had the victim's family even saying, you had all this DNA that did not match, shoe size, all this other stuff that just did not match. And based on his previous criminal record, they decided to go ahead and take his life because we are in a political season. Right? We talked about Mr. Mark Robinson and all his buffoonery and how the GOP has pulled their funding for him. And last but not least, we talked about Miss Kristina Khorram. And I'm going to really jump heavy into the Kristina Khorram piece on Saturday. Let's see. Gigi says, I'll be there on Saturday, Miss White. Be safe. I have family in North Carolina. Are they in the eastern part? Eastern part, western, or central Piedmont, or do you know? Because at first they thought we weren't going to get y'all. For y'all that don't know, my husband should have been a meteorologist. When I tell you this man know the weather, he can tell you what side the wind will come up, how long it's going to stay. Like, he just should have been a meteorologist. And he woke me up about 4 o'clock. He said, I think that storm's gonna take a turn. Something. He was saying. I was like, I be like, yeah. But he be knowing, y'all. He be having this stuff together. And so, yeah, we gonna get in here and get ready to wait this little storm out. He was saying that this is the longest tornado watch that he's seen, that the time span was for a long time, because he was explaining to me that the warning just lets you know that it has potential to do it. The watch means it's here and it's on the ground. It's in a dangerous state. So, but yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the live. Get in here with my family while we wait this little storm out, and tell you all that I love you all, each and every one of you. When we see Cynthia again, she'll be all beautified. And we'll see you on Saturday. All right. Y'all take care.